Sails, Pails, and Alligator Tales by Rhonda Frost Petty. In springtime in Helen, a city so fair, there's a festival of balloons filled with hot air. The Onion ambassador went to take in the view, and he thought, from up there I could see something new. Yum Yum found a nice man who would give him a ride. "Hop on in," said the man, so he climbed up inside. But a gust came along and the rope broke free. Yum Yum looked down and cried, "Who'll rescue me?" The balloon was blown skyward, up and away, and in minutes Yum Yum floated over the U of GA. Sanford Stadium is where the dogs hunkered down. Yum Yum said, "I think Athens is the name of this town." Another blast of the wind tossed Yum Yum around, and he could see Rock Eagle there on the ground. The 6,000-year-old landmark was quite a sight from the air. It was awesome the Native Americans had built it there. Again the wind shifted, and the balloon again lifted, and this time over Macon is where he then drifted. The cherry blossoms in bloom were a beautiful sight. There was so much to see on the astonishing flight. The wind blew again in another direction, over a place for which Georgians feel great affection. Yum Yum knew that Savannah had much history, like James Oglethorpe, Mary Musgrove, and Tomochichi. "I wish I could get down there," Yum Yum said with a shiver, but his balloon headed east out over the river. He could see the Talmadge Bridge off in the distance. He really wished he could get some assistance. Although he saw much from this beautiful view, he couldn't get down. Oh, what could he do? Yikes, Yum Yum thought as the wind blew him faster. If he went over the ocean, it would be a disaster. Yum Yum shouted, "Please help me, it's almost too late." But the balloon snagged on the lighthouse and began to deflate. He was on Tybee Island at the lovely seashore. Then new friends sent him inland so he could explore. Back in Savannah, Yum Yum saw beautiful flowers, statues, and fountains. He could stay here for hours. A carriage passed by on a cobblestone walk. Oh, the tales they could tell if these oak trees could talk. They'd tell stories, I bet, of peacetime and war, and of weddings and parties, and so much more. There'd be so much to see if Yum Yum could stay, but he continued his trip down the low country way. Yum Yum heard about shrimp boats with catches to boast, but he hoped to learn about Georgia islands the most. He got his wish as a boat docked at high tide. The captain said, "Come aboard, I'll be your guide." Yum Yum sailed in the boat with much to see yet when he got his foot caught in a shrimp casting net. He was frightened, of course. Was this his fate, to come all this way just to end up as bait? The shrimper helped Yum Yum out of his mess and said, "You're better on land than at sea, I would guess. I'll take you to Sapelo Island with me. We'll learn about a way of life called Geechee." The people on the island were busy as bees, giving tours, weaving baskets, and casting shrimp nets with ease. He could easily stay here beneath mossy oaks, but he had to visit more islands and meet more folks. The Isle of St. Simon's was his next destination, the place where lots of Georgians love to vacation. He met some beachcombers and learned something new. The crabs on the beach like sweet onions too. Yum Yum looked around and tried to discover a way of getting from one golden isle to another. The bridge to the south was the Sydney Lanier. It was the way to get to Jekyll Island from here. Special laws keep Jekyll in its natural state, and now that he was here, he could hardly wait. Yum Yum came here to see a unique island creature. He'd heard about one that lays eggs on the beach here. As he watched the waves and heard their roar, a loggerhead turtle appeared on the shore. Yum Yum said, "I can't believe my luck. This is grand. She's coming up here to lay eggs on the sand." Yum Yum wanted to see Cumberland Island for sure, and he could only get there on a ferry boat tour. They floated by Kings Bay, submarine ports, and to his surprise, they had dolphin escorts. He had never seen a more beautiful place. From the dunes he looked out to the wide open space, where fresh water meets salt and there are seashells galore. He now knew why people loved the seashore. Yum Yum was having such a wonderful time on the sand, he forgot about the horses that inhabit this land. A young horse wandered toward him away from the others, but Yum Yum knew he shouldn't come between babies and their mothers. Yum Yum was loving these beachcombing days with nice ocean breezes and warm sunny rays. He loved all the new stories that he had acquired, but the sun going down made him suddenly tired. Yum Yum looked for a place where he might be a guest, and he came to a train where he might get some rest. Of course, he fell asleep in just a quick minute, and the train started moving with Yum Yum still in it. Yum Yum slept very soundly right there on the floor until they rounded a curve and he rolled out the door. He hit the ground rolling, and then to his surprise, the place where he stopped was surrounded by eyes. Yum Yum was frightened there alone in the night, especially when he saw a strange swinging light. It was a man from the swamp, and he said, "I'll be, what's a big onion doing in the Okefenokee?" They became friends quickly and went out to explore. Yum Yum learned about rattlesnakes, orchids, and more. The man told him stories of the swamp and its worth, and how it was named Land of the Trembling Earth. The stories of alligators were the ones he liked most. A big male named Oscar is one about which they boast. Yum Yum decided to get out of the boat for a rest, but he was chased by a mother away from her nest. Yum Yum's latest adventure had come to an end, but we never can tell what's around the next bend. A more well-traveled onion you never will meet. Just remember he told you to always be sweet.